welcome to the C Word, Clever Girls web series where we talk to awesome people from the internets. And today we're talking with Jules Maltz, and I'm Stefania Pomponi, here with Kristy Sammis, my clever co-founder. And Kristy's going to give us a little intro to Jules.
So Jules is a general partner at IVP. And if you don't know what that is, you should look it up because they kind of know everything about the internet and has been involved in some late-stage venture. Let's see. So some of the companies in your portfolio are little companies like Twitter, Dropbox. Let's see. Oh, Buddy Media, Yext, couple
Living
knows.
Social.
Living Social.
No one's
Retail Me Not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you know your stuff, so we're excited to ask you some fun questions today.
So on that note, please tell us what you do in 20 words or less.
Sure. So I'm a late-stage venture capitalist trying to invest in the fastest-growing technology companies in the United States.
Wow, that was really good.
I don't know how many words that was. So.
I feel like you said that before. You did a better job than I did.
And so what do you think makes your company clever? Or even what you do clever? Why are you clever?
I don't know. I mean, I try to be hopefully just a good partner for companies. I don't know if I'm clever, but I think the exciting thing about the job I'm in is that we get to wait until startups already have some sense of traction. We don't invest in generally just a very early stage idea. We get to wait till they're already taking off, and then it's really our job to figure out, are they going to be lasting services like Twitter or Dropbox that are going to be around for decades, or is this maybe more of a flash in the pan? So I think it's clever that we don't have to take all the risk in an initial investment, but we still get to work with great companies and great entrepreneurs as they scale.
Cool. So that you mentioned Twitter being around for decades, and I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts about that are, because I know it's changed a lot, probably for you too, Kristy, since you were one of the first people I knew that were on Twitter really early. And even just since that time, I feel like it's changed a lot in how I interact. I don't know if you can say the same.
Absolutely.
With it. And so what do you think Twitter looks like in a decade?
I think that's a really hard question to answer. I mean, I know it's been around, I think, for 7 years now. It's obviously dramatically different than when it started. I think at the beginning people couldn't figure out when to use Twitter, and now there's all these great sort of second screen use cases for Twitter. You can be watching the San Francisco Giants playing, or you can be watching your favorite episode of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and you can actually have this running commentary of comments that make the experience a lot richer. So I think Twitter will continue to be that kind of second screen for us. I always love reading Kristy's and her husband Pete's late night tweets, so I'm addicted to. They're always like the funniest, like Sharknado tweets or whatever, and so it kind of makes my life better.
Yeah, I think we have an issue of when not to use Twitter more now than before.
You're a very active user. I'm sure both of you are. So.
I am. I mean, I joke that I live tweeted the births of my kids, but I did. So little TMI, but whatever. We're all about sharing here and transparency.
Now you can do a Vine. Now you can do a Vine, Kristy. So if you ever, that's something to consider.
Yeah, okay. I'll remember that advice.
And last Twitter question: what if people want to follow you, Jules, on Twitter? Who should they follow? How should they follow you?
I'm at Jules Maltz, JulesMaltz.
All right.
I would have been smart if I'd gotten at Jules, but I wasn't intelligent and I wasn't clever enough to know to do that.
Well, nothing wrong with using your name as your Twitter handle. I wish more people did.
Yep.
So I'm going to jump ahead and actually say, if you could call yourself 5 years ago and you had 30 seconds to tell yourself about the future and all that's coming, what would you say?
I think from a professional standpoint, I would definitely, there's I always am hard on myself about all the investments that I missed. So while I've done some really good ones, there's been lots of investments, companies like Uber, companies like LinkedIn or Yelp that, I'm just like banging my head now saying, why didn't I see that? They were usually the ones that were at the time too expensive. but ultimately I saw something interesting in those companies, and I wish I really could have taken more risks. So I think I would have told myself sort of like, it's okay to jump off the high dive if you're scared about an investment, but there's something exciting about it too. It's okay to take risk and to go forward. So, and I think on a personal standpoint, I probably would have told myself just to, take that extra Friday vacation day every once in a while. So I think that stuff's really needed.
Yeah, for sure. And so as you are cruising around social media, what is one thing that you see people doing that they just do wrong, that just drives you nuts, that makes you want to crawl through your your phone or your laptop screen and just say, stop.
Yeah, I don't want to be too critical on people. I think anyone who tries to be better and on social media, I think you're like already better than 50% or most of the population. So I definitely just encourage people to try and get out there. You're going to make mistakes. That's okay. I think where social media is going is that we're starting to have marketers focus more on, I think initially they needed to have a social media presence to have one because everyone else was doing it. And so I think where social is moving is it's becoming a little bit more about ROI. Does it actually help your business? And I think marketers and social media experts need to actually be talking about ROI metrics and how does this actually move my business forward, as opposed to just, I'm on Twitter and I've got 10,000 followers and isn't that great?
Right.
That's interesting that you say that. We spoke with Jeremiah Ouyang for another episode of this series, and he talked directly about social business and how businesses not only do they need to have a social media plan for themselves, kind of corporate communications wise, but also to, as you're saying, think through the ROI and really what is the return on what they're doing. So very nice to tie you two together that way.
Yep.
So less professionally speaking, maybe professionally speaking, what's your favorite online time suck? Where do you perhaps surprisingly, perhaps not, spend some of your, what's an online rabbit hole for you?
Yeah, I'm on my phone kind of all the time. And so, email's like the worst thing in the world for just, I'm on it way too much. But in terms of like totally stupid time sucks, I had to delete Candy Crush because it was...
I deleted it over the weekend. I had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And so I usually go through this period of like massive usage and then addiction and then guilt around I'm spending like way too many hours per day using it, and then I do the delete thing that makes me feel really good. So, but then I always have this like back on the wagon or off the wagon, I can't remember which is which, but I have this like thing where I then say, wouldn't it be cool to have Candy Crush on my phone right now? And so I'll probably like re-add it in a few weeks, but now I'm cold turkey.
Well, good for you. I went down that rabbit hole over the weekend, same day, like from start to finish, and then deleted it. And I was like, I can't. This is bad.
That's impressive, though. That is impressive. So, yeah.
I get frustrated.
Kristy's our resident gamer. He tries every, game. Is playing a game with somebody.
Yeah, and then it sucks my brain, and then I'm like, okay, we're done with this one now. So.
Yep.
What else? How about this is an interesting one. Do you have any secret talents?
I don't nothing. I'm not like a secret, magician or something I could do really cool. I play a lot of tennis, which is not that secret of a talent, but I'm a pretty decent tennis player. I grew up playing. This is kind of stupid, but I can not do this well, but I can whistle and hum at the same time.
So I think that we need to hear that.
To hear it? Okay, it's not, I can't do like a lot of notes though, but it's probably going to be hard to do on camera right now, but I can try. Okay?
Best effort.
Okay.
Yes?
So it's not very good, but
That's
you can make two sounds at once.
Now I have to just interject, because you know that I bring this up all the time, but the first time I'm friends with Jules, I'm also friends with Jules' wife, Kelly, hello, and have had opportunity to see Jules on the dance floor a couple times.
Oh.
Quite a show.
That is another one of my secret talents, but only at weddings and after I've had enough liquid courage. So I'm not going to do any dancing right now.
Is that like b-boy style?
It's
or
kind
what?
of amazing.
Swing dancing?
Nope.
No?
Just rocking out.
No, I like
rocking out.
hip hop. Yeah.
All right.
I think it started with CNC Music Factory. That was my first That was my first dance, kind of like background music, and then I moved more to hip hop. So
It's
the
just
embarrassing fact of my life.
necessarily expect a general partner at IVP to be able to boogie the way Jules does. So
Well-rounded.
props where they're Jules. Although I didn't know that he could whistle and hum at the same time either. So this is we asked the
My
important
dancing's
questions.
better than my whistle and humming.
Okay. So speaking of very important questions, what is your favorite C word?
So I like clever, but I would probably pick curious, because I think like we all have to be, in an intellectual sense, we all have to be kind of intellectually curious. So the world, one of the cool things about technology is that it always changes every couple of years. So if you're not sort of curious about what's coming, what's in the future, you end up missing out. So I try to stay, kind of have that always that kind of like childlike curiosity about new technologies and things.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is also clever.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Jules, for chatting with us. Again, if you would like to follow Jules on Twitter, you can follow at Jules Maltz, Julez. Sorry, You can follow at Jules Maltz, JULESMALTZ. What else shall we say in closing?
I don't know. So we're gonna have to edit this too. I don't know, but it was great chatting with you. It's always fun.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.